Good to see everybody. We're trying to get out of here in a hurry. Storm's coming in. So I hereby call this workshop to order at this time. We have advertised the workshop as a call meeting for several items. First, we have ordinance number 991 to amend the budget. Is anyone here present to make comment on the budget amendment? Having seen none, next we have a resolution to amend the handbook to adopt a policy on cybersecurity, which is required for insurance coverage. We kind of went over this a little bit, I think, in the last meeting. Is anyone present here to make a comment about that? This is for our protection, the way I understand it, right, Jess? Every employee that's got a smartphone or iPhone, and so that's what it's all about, for protection. Under call meeting, public hearing, ordinance number 991 to amend the budget for the year ending June 30, 2021. The resolution to amend the employee's handbook to add a section regarding cybersecurity. The public hearing is now closed. In old business, I have the recorder to review the budget amendment and then ask for questions.
So I've placed a clean copy of ordinance number 991 at your spot. That's got all the final budget amendments. The main thing I wanted to point out for you is, remember, we're amending these by line item, so it looks like, oh, a bunch of line items have gone over budget, but in actuality, we brought in over $1 million more in revenue than what we had expected, and our expenditures came in about $45,000 over, and all of that was COVID related, which we were reimbursed over $250,000 for. So we still ended up with way more revenue than we did expenditures. So even though you're making these amendments, keep in mind, despite the ridiculously crazy year, we were within less than 1% of our expenditures, and our revenues were pretty much blown out of the water, which in a good way. So we'll have a more detailed report on that after I close year end in the next week. So probably in the August workshop, I'll give you a really good financial overview. But the books are looking really good for year ending June 30th. Last year, if you remember, we put back around $700,000 into fund balance at the end of the year. I think this year it's going to be even more than that. So that's the main thing. We've already passed this on first reading. This is our second and final reading, and then we'll post it and be able to close the books for the year after this is posted.
Okay. Ordinance number 991 to amend the budget for the year ending June 30th, 2021 on a second and final reading. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Hughes. Commissioner Mosier.
Aye.
Commissioner Richardson.
Aye.
Commissioner West. Commissioner Stockton.
Aye.
Motion does pass. We will now pass the resolution on the, this is the cyber, right?
Yes, sir.
Do I hear a motion on the resolution on the cyber security?
I make a motion to amend the handbook and include the cybersecurity clause. Second.
Any discussion? Just for everybody's, you want to just kind of touch on that, what this is actually for?
I will. This kind of gives the employees some guidance on when not to forward emails, like how to tell when things are looking suspicious, and make sure that they have everything password protected, whether that's a smartphone or a tablet. So it does put some requirements onto the employees. It also says that we will have monthly training on that to help them understand what they can and shouldn't do, since cybersecurity changes so quickly and every month they come up with a new scam. It's something that we do need to stay on top of. And this does actually apply to all departments, because all departments have at least a phone or a tablet or something, even if they're not working on computers all day. So this resolution basically makes it part of the employee handbook to where they are required to attend that training and to be aware of what they have if they've got any kind of electronic device. And that's to protect employee information as well as, any other financial data or anything that the city has.
Okay. motion and a second. We need a roll call vote on this. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Those likewise, motion does carry. In the workshop, we wanted to remind you of a meeting on August the 9th here at City Hall at 5:30. This is a public hearing on the TMI redevelopment plan. We should have a good representation, not only from some citizens, but also from our city officials, our department heads. I would encourage you, we will probably be sitting in the back. Wayne Key and the Housing Authority Board will be conducting the meeting. We will be here as onlookers only, but we will have an opportunity to express our opinion on TMG, and I think it'll be a very good meeting. Are there any word that Swan Creek's going to be here? Have we heard anything? Does she know about it?
She's been notified. She's required to be notified. Somebody's been notified. I've not heard from anybody as far as her parties. We have heard from several of the former graduates, from some of the surrounding community members, property owners in the area, just asking questions.
So it'll be August the 9th. It's not far away. On the August agenda, we will have minutes and distributions, as well as approval to hire 2 part-time firefighters. John, you want to expound on that?
I've just had 2 more guys that's come and put in applications that are fully certified. Trying to get our volunteers built back up. Just 2 more to add to it.
We talked about it in the last meeting. You want to say anything about, we did find some tires for the old fire truck.
We're heading in a direction. Let's put it that way.
You have a notice in your packet that says on 2021-2022 budget has been approved by the state of Tennessee Comptroller's Office. Jess, looks like you did a good job on that. You, what was it, 1/10 of, what was the percentage you came in last year?
Within 1%.
1%.
That is you guys and department heads too, because if any one of them gets really skewed, that throws the whole thing off, so.
Okay, anything else come before the board?
Just something real quick on that antique since you mentioned it. At some point in time, we're going to have to make a decision on whether we want to sandblast it down, paint it, or whatever, because it's going to deteriorate over time without them protecting something. It's just something that think about, look at some point in time, and that would be great.
We'll give it another 100 years. Lester, you won't be, then you won't be around, but I've always heard, now I don't know, this may not be true, but I have always heard when you restore an old antique like that, when you restore it, you paint it, you fix it up, you decrease the value, but in our case, it might be that we're going to show it anyway, and we're going to have it in parades and on display, so.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. I hope we don't plan on selling it any type. So if we're gonna have it in parades and stuff, I would like for it to be.
Just make it look good.
Yeah.
I think that.
We already have plans here locally to get some of the other safety concerns, the leaf springs that are cracked and stuff, all that's going to be taken care of. The next step would be to make it look good.
Okay.
That's something we need to do.
That'll keep us informed on that. A few weeks ago, I brought up loud cars. The Miller fellas back here, they approached me last week, and they're having some problems with them also. They seem to be congregating up at close to their house up there. And And I asked them, I said, you know, if you want to come for the workshop, I'll give you an opportunity to say something. So which one of you want to address the board?
Well, I can't stand up there, so I don't want to leave from here if it's all right.
Could you take your mask off so?
Yeah. I've got the house, I think what we left with. Like I said, we talked to the mayor a week ago about this loud noise. You can hear it inside your house. And I'm sure Judge here, you've heard it down at your house. But anyway, the state of Tennessee, you cannot alter your system on your car. That's the state of Tennessee law. And they drive them out many times at night, day, all day long. We talk to them, they laugh at you and go around the block, round the block. They go from Pickletown to out on to the high school, you can still hear them all the way out there. That's the ordinance. Is that excessive noise. And it's a shame you can't sit on the porch and talk to somebody, and you can't hear them from the loud racket. And also on the North Street, it's like a racetrack up through there. They run wide open up through there. Everybody does, back and forth. If it's a kid out there on bicycle, somebody's gonna get run over. And it's gonna end up getting killed probably. That's how fast they're running. We talked, you called Eddie on the phone last week. I seen one patrol up through there since last week. And they're gonna post the extra patrol up there. It's not happening.
Are they still,
Every day. Every day. I got videos of all of them.
I saw your video.
They've got 6 different cars up through there that does this every day. And they probably know who it is.
Well,
I just aggravated because there ain't been nothing done about it.
I do know the downtown area that's been cleared up, Eddie. No problems at all down there. And I think you are addressing the ordinance of some way, or start writing tickets.
Yeah, maybe they can share with the city attorney, you guys can get together, if he knows the law, because I know that's what we're
Well, I
working on.
read that book.
Our
You
code
know,
incorporates the statute. Statutes say that it's a misdemeanor for unlawful, unreasonable noise. And I don't know of any better way to demonstrate that to the court than the videos that you've got that show them, and you can hear it on the video, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
If any of them want to contest it in city court, they can always bring their vehicle, park it out front, give a little rev for the judge to hear to see how loud it actually is. But the officers can't write tickets for what they don't see themselves. But you and any other citizen can come by City Hall here or the police department and take out the citation against them yourself. It sounds to me like you know what their names are, what
Oh,
their
yeah.
license plate numbers are.
Yeah.
And then the city officer can serve them with those citations and get them in here. And it's $50 for each violation, up to. Now, I'm a city attorney, not a city judge. I can't make promises.
Fine.
But if the city judge has any questions about it, then if the chief will let me know when those citations are set to come for him, then I'll be here on behalf of the city to see that it gets addressed.
So with the loud noise, the loud mufflers and stuff, it's fine.
Yeah, definitely they can be fine.
Okay. They, like I said, there's 5 cars up there to be fine right in the next 30 minutes if they go from one.
Like I said,
What part of town do you live in?
It's Bruce Upton.
916
It's at Bruce
Lower
Upton's
Street.
house.
Okay.
I think they Westmore Street. Like, they go from, since you've already named that.
Yeah, that's who it
They go
is.
from
That's who it is.
Bruce's house to Pickletown to town. You can, I can hear them all the way downtown, and I'm hard of hearing. Mayor's heard them on Front Street. He's heard them at his house. How far he live out?
Well, I've heard them pass down on the road.
That's excessive noise.
How did you take care of the problem in town?
Yeah,
Eddie took care of
Yeah,
it.
how you do it?
we told them not to be down there.
Well, why don't you come and
What
go?
about the
Stop
city?
down there.
This is a city.
Well, they're in somebody's driveway up there, guys. We can't tell neighbors they can't have company.
Like I said, if police has got the thing, they can hear them out of high school, if they're down like Brown
Let's go,
Street,
Mike.
they can hear them and everything.
Let's go.
You can't tell me they ain't hear them.
Did you, I believe John gave you guys a process.
Yeah, we're gonna do
that
it.
can happen.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
I
Okay.
think
We'll do
it's
it.
a shame that the city ain't got,
Let's go.
the city citizens of Sweetwater ain't got no right in this town.
Well, John just told you.
You hear it
the
at your
process.
house, you can't tell me you don't.
I hear cars go all the
Do
time.
you hear the loud
Come on,
call?
Mike.
Just so you guys know, man, we will have a
Come on.
control. I've been up there and I've seen you sitting on the porch, Mike.
At the drive.
Yeah, I've been there, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna bring a marked car to try to find somebody that's doing something illegal.
That was months ago, when I seen you up there. Thank you,
I-
thank you, Doyle.
I would request y'all follow the
Oh, I will.
option that John gave you
I will, I'm gonna
as
see
a
how far
process.
it goes.
All right.
Appreciate it, John.
But I don't
Appreciate
understand how
it,
you took care of the problem in the city down
You
here.
can't take care of it
and
up
you can't
there.
take care of it around in the city limits. Let's go, Mike.
And again, shouldn't they be on the agenda?
Huh?
Shouldn't they be on the agenda?
John,
No, I
I
told-
gave you the information, I was giving you a county topic.
No, I told him to come. Because I hear it. I go to the grocery store, I hear the damn cars, loud cars. I go to church, I hear the cars. Why can't you do something about these cars? I hear it from tenants down here at Vittorino's, inside customers. Not now, but you took care of that. So, I think something needs to be done. I think we need to start writing some tickets.
I think it's a process that, and it's like John said though, you have to be there at that particular moment.
Right.
I mean,
agree.
and I know 80's good, but to cover every square inch, it's just a catch 'em at that moment.
Any citizen that wants to come in here and put their name on the citation, swearing to it, can swear out a citation the same as the officers can write it as a ticket.
I think that right there, if that is, not that I'm saying you're telling something that's false, John, but if that is a viable option, we need to get that information out there so that all the individuals that bring it before us, if they see it happening at that moment in time, that's the way to nip it in the bud the quickest, because if that's truly an option, you see it and you want to do something about it, you can come and write that report.
Well, and I said a $50 fine. The court costs are significantly more than that, so
Well,
if
if
they
I
end
if I
up
can
paying.
just address the board, John. Also, another avenue I'm looking at, and obviously they didn't want to communicate too well, I don't think, is they're putting performance parts on these vehicles that are not street legal. And that's an avenue that I'm trying to take to get, these little cars aren't made to sound like that and perform like they're doing. And if we can get it approved and find out what other cities have done, then you can say, hey, this vehicle's not street legal. It doesn't matter if it's driving by Sam's house or my house. You guys come to my house if you want to hear noise. You know, I live on Highway 11, you know. And what I'm saying, they're putting these parts on here, and that way an officer can walk up and this part says not for street use. And we can say, hey, this vehicle. But they're not gonna run their loud car with marked police car sitting there, I don't think.
I wish I had time to sit on my porch to hear a loud car.
Another thing, Mayor, them two right there come in here to start trouble. They didn't come in here to settle nothing.
I think they did, Billy, and I'll tell you the reason why.
They never mentioned nothing to me about it.
Well, they brought a video where they had showed, and I said, you're not telling me nothing. I videoed it myself.
I understand all that. I hear it in my house. But Jeff D right there didn't come in here to settle nothing. They come in here to stir up trouble.
Well,
Hopefully if they went through the right proceedings to work on this, it'd be a different story. But why did they come to you with it? Why didn't they come to me and Eddie?
well,
Every time them boys has griped and complained, we've done everything we could to settle their situation. And we have up till now. And this is a surprise. Like Eddie said, them two right there should have been on this agenda. They shouldn't have come to you to get in this meeting.
I asked them to come.
I know you did.
But let me tell you something. Let me answer your question. 4 weeks ago, we sat down on the front street and saw them do wheelies over there in the parking lot, 10 of them. A lady that was renting a B&B over where the drugstore was. She walked up the front street and said, what's going on here? I can't sleep. She called 911. I didn't call them. She called 911. 911 never did show up.
It's because they never dispatched us.
Yeah.
I did check into that. They never dispatched us.
2 weeks later, same thing happened. They were down there spinning around in that parking lot. They were taking turns of going around the gazebo up Front Street. We watched them. I videoed them. I didn't call 911. Another person called 911. 911 came over there and ran them off. I called Eddie. Eddie said, I will take care of it for sure. Last 2 weeks, nothing. Hadn't seen them.
Well, I didn't know anything about it till tonight. Now, I know there's.
Well, we brought that up 2 weeks ago and you wasn't here,
But I had,
or 2 months ago. I don't believe he was here that night, was he, when we brought him up?
We'll take care of it. We've got to do it the right way.
I know, and that's, and I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope I have time to find out if they're putting parts on their vehicle that can't be used on the street. Because if that is the case, that will solve it. Because, I mean, really, guys, I mean, running from one neighborhood to the next, that's not benefiting anybody. We need to fix the problem.
well, their mufflers, they got on those cars or not.
Or aren't street compliant, yes, and that's what I'm trying to prove.
We've heard more tonight about the legality of this, what John told us a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I agree. I agree.
Now, how many people will do it, you think, John? What percentage of people are gonna?
And they should
Well,
have to, guys, we'll solve them.
My crystal ball says 0. But it ain't always right.
But they'll go around all over town and bitch about it.
We'll fix them.
There's quite a few good comments been made on Facebook. Good people, I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about people that usually don't say anything.
Well, I guarantee you, we can go out there right now and you'll hear
Can I
Well,
say
more
something?
here in town.
Yes.
4th of July night, they started lining up down there. Across from railroad tracks, it's about 11 o'clock. And the police let them out of there. I appreciate that.
Some of that's a little bit like a, putting up a speed trap. Everywhere we sit and write tickets, or put the speed trailer up, they'll calm down and act like somebody for maybe a week, and then it's over, it's back to the same thing. Really, it's in this thing, we're over time.
You really, though, you look at it though, guys, I mean, what these other big cities, people struggling with, you know, Chicago, Miami, places, we're fortunate that we're worried about cars and loud mufflers. We'll take care of that.
Okay. Anything else?
When we get through, I need to address the board.
Okay. All right.
It's been, brought to my attention or questioned a little bit why the street superintendent don't come to city board meetings. Richard asked me.
Will you turn his mic on?
Do what?
Turn your mic on. Just push that button.
It's on.
Oh, it's on. Okay.
Oh, is that any better? But anyhow, this deal, I apologize to the board for Richard not being here. Usually, we have a discussion. Richard said, tonight's a workshop or tonight's a meeting. Do I need to be there? We got nothing on the workshop. I said, no, Richard, not really. So Richard not being here at board meetings or workshop is not Richard's fault. It's my fault because I'm the commissioner and I looked in the handbook and I couldn't find where it was requested or required for him to be here. I was pointed in the direction of the city code, city charter, and it's in there where it should be at the meetings. So my apologies to the board, but I won't apologize for him not being here at the workshop when nothing in the workshop concerns him. But Richard will be at the meetings in the future because I'll tell him to be here and he'll be here. And he'll be here at the board meeting as long as he remains street superintendent and I remain street commissioner. Now, when that don't happen, then you're on your own. Thank you.
Thank you, Buster. Anything else? Chuck, you got anything to report?
Good. I'm on vacation this week. I just showed up.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Showed up. In case there are any questions.
Okay. All right. Nothing else. We're adjourned. Thank you for being here.